All right, we live, Cap.
True News and Reviews back again
We
after
back with
getting
another one.
banned or flagged
Yeah, our
covering
last
the
video got taken down.
covering the very controversial formerly known as Kanye West. He's been in his bag lately, wouldn't you say?
that's a positive way to put it.
Yeah, I want to just be clear, straight up. I'm not feeling Kanye at all. You know what I'm saying? If anybody was expecting me to be the one that's going to be trying to like be on his side and make sense of it, you ain't gonna get that out of me this
Out
year.
of you.
Nah. But I don't know where
What's
you
up?
think a good place to start about. I mean, I guess we could go into what the big news at hand, the organizations or the companies dropping them.
Yeah, we can go into the companies that's dropping them.
Well, Reebok entered their partnership. You got everybody knows that they said that now he's no longer in the $1 billion boys club.
Yeah, which is probably that's kind of I don't know. I think the numbers is it ain't really adding up. It's hard for me to feel that they're gonna just be able to wipe out billions. You know what I mean? But if they can, that's some powerful stuff.
How do you know he even had all these billions in the first place?
I mean, that's what they was reporting. So it's like,
So if we're going by what they're reporting, now they're reporting he's no longer a billionaire. So you got to believe it too, right? If
Yep.
we're going by what Forbes is talking about, they're the ones. They're the ones that initially got us believing that he was a billionaire. Now that same source is saying he's not. I don't think that stuff is really that accurate, but I know that losing this deal with Reebok is a big hit. Maybe we could get some more details about that. Hold on. I mean,
Okay.
losing this deal with Adidas,
Yeah. They
known
say
as
he lost
Adidas in some circles.
they say he lost billions with that.
Well,
So
well,
man.
I'll go with the New York Times article. We'll just go into some detail because I think that they're probably going to mention that they actually own the designs and everything like that. There's been a lot of people talking as if Kanye's going to just walk away with the Yeezy brand and it be, just free and clear. Now he could just be independent, but I think there's some kind of stipulation on that. But let's go into a little bit more detail. The headline here is Adidas ends partnership with Kanye West at a considerable cost. The German sportswear giant is the latest company to cut ties with Mr. West, now known as Ye, after his anti Semitic remarks. Ending the partnership is expected to hurt the company profits. For more than 2 weeks, as Kanye West made a series of anti Semitic remarks and embraced a slogan associated with white supremacists, Adidas, the most important partner in his fashion empire, said only that its relationship with the rapper and designer is under review, but as Ye, or as Mr. West is now known, continued his offensive behavior, and with the condemnation of his remarks growing more widespread, Adidas announced Tuesday that it would cut ties with him, and the company would lose about 25 million euros or 246 million this year, and that's going to end a nearly decade-long partnership, which one estimate said was worth close to 100 million annually to Ye, and it raised questions of what would come next for Ye, who has been one of the most influential pop stars of recent decades, but has become increasingly polarizing and unreliable. Ye's former talent agency, CAA, no longer represents him in Def Jam. His longtime record company said that his contract had expired last year, and Adidas went on to say, Adidas does not tolerate anti-Semitism and any other sort of hate speech. Ye's recent comments and actions have been unacceptable, hateful, and dangerous, and they violate the company's values of diversity and inclusion, mutual respect, and fairness. What say you, Bob? Do you think that this is the right choice?
For Adidas,
For, yeah.
yeah, I think that because they got pressured, they was
Who
under
they
some
get?
real,
Who you think they got
real.
pressured by?
Who I think they got pressured by?
Yeah.
Probably the Jewish community, I would think.
Mm, that's interesting. I think other communities might have been offended too. Just speaking for myself personally, I was offended. You
Yeah,
know, yeah, I don't like racism. I don't like hate speech. So I don't like bully type of stuff either. So I wouldn't. I just didn't like it. I don't have to be Jewish to be offended by it.
mm, yeah. Well,
I mean, if you saw somebody come out and say something against black people, wouldn't you want white people to stand up and be like, "I'm offended by that too. I just don't like racism as a whole. I don't want to see it
yeah,
on against any group of people." I see a
yeah.
lot of my peers kind of defending him, but I I didn't notice all of this like compassion and like understanding when John Gruden. Remember when they found all of those racist, homophobic emails?
Yeah.
Did you see anybody doing like any black people doing the deep dive on, what he could have meant and all of that? He
And
ended up
John,
resigning as a head coach, right? It seemed
right.
like when you say racist stuff, you might lose your job. I don't think that there has to be a conspiracy for that to be going on, like what Kanye is, alleging, which I think is ridiculous. I think that it's just good for a company to distance themselves from you if you're gonna be saying racist and hurtful things, and that stuff is in your contract. So he knew what he was signing up for.
Yeah. But I think on that Lex Friedman interview, when he said that he was speaking his pain, and Lex Friedman said he understood that he's coming out of pain, he's speaking out of pain. So I
Yeah,
think that,
hurt people, hurt people is what they
yeah.
say.
So it's
I'm
like,
glad that you brought up the Lex Friedman interview. Go ahead and continue, but I got that pulled up on YouTube. I think it's a good time for us to mention some highlights from the Lex Friedman
yeah, let's go do it.
interview, um, because I definitely took a few notes while I was watching the video while I was working earlier today, and wow, that boy Kanye was dropping some bars on there. All right. You thought, what were you saying that you liked about the Lex Friedman interview?
I like how Lex Friedman put
Oh yeah, that he was coming from a hurt place. I think Lex Friedman, like, I always look at an interview as kind of like a competition. Sometimes it's like a team sport, but if this was a competition, I think that Lex Friedman definitely won in this interview.
mm, okay.
I think Lex Friedman was really pushing back on a lot of his uh, kind of talking points. Let me
But
see.
the biggest
Let me
one what
see.
I
Let me
like
see. Let
is
me
when
see.
he said that Kanye West is people that feel that Kanye West hates Jewish people, and that's how you're coming off to them. You know.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna get to that. First, I'm gonna go to the clip where because I definitely took a note of that too. But there's an earlier part in the where no, I mean just to give it some context. I think we should start with the first where he was telling Kanye to go after individuals. I think he could have avoided all of this if he called out individuals instead of I said that we're individuals instead of calling out a whole race of people and making it about like a conspiracy. I think that really hurt his point. I'm gonna
Are
play
they
it
a
from this.
race of people? Hold on. Is that a race of people?
Yeah, Jewish is a race. It's also a religion.
That's kind of, yeah. All right. And
All right, so let's go. I'm gonna play the clip. You ready?
yeah.
All right.
You're going hard. I'm just see, that's beautiful right there. That's much better than calling Jewish media. Go after individuals.
Okay,
Go
so
after individuals.
and
If you don't
you-
talk
and-
shit about me, talk shit about me. This is great.
and you know what that is?
Yeah, what's that? Engineering.
That's an engineer's approach.
Yeah, engineers. Yeah. You should learn some of that.
We all can use our pain against each other,
Yeah.
or we can say we're a being with engineering opportunities, and we can know about history. So let me change something.
See, that wasn't that bad. That was like a teachable moment. I thought Lex laid that out pretty clearly. There's another part a little bit after this where Kanye, when we're going to go back to that hurt that you brought up, Kanye actually compared himself to a woman, and I thought that was really weird, but I think it speaks to like his mental state right now. You got to hear the word.
And he's not using any of the fear tactics. I can't send his homeboys around him. I can't send his wife to him. This guy, that's what George Soros sees, right? When he's dealing with me, right? So what you, and he's not using any of the fear tactics. I can't send his homeboys around him. I can't send his wife to him. This guy, that's what George Soros sees, right? When he's dealing with me, right? So what you guys are actually asking me to do, I'm comparing myself to that 18-year-old beautiful woman that had been mistreated by men for 4 years of her life, right? And you're saying, as a man, you can't blame all men. And I'm saying, as a responsible, forward philosopher leader, okay, I'll drop the pain and I will specify, because I'm up here. I lost my fucking family. I lost my kids. I lost my best friend in fashion. I lost the Black community. I lost, people said I lost my mind. All of these things, lost my reputation. And
I don't know if you caught that, but he said that the hurt that he's feeling, he likened himself to a woman that's been mistreated by men for 4 years. And then you as a man say that, you can't blame all men. And he said he was like basically feeling that. That's kind of a weird comparison to make, but I think it's telling. Kanye is like a hurt woman, it's like he like a woman scorned right now, so he just lashing out. I'm just using his words. I'm not trying to disrespect the man, but he just said he's like a young lady, this beautiful young lady.
He was just making he was not saying him. He was giving a comparison on how.
Yeah, like a metaphor. I'm just saying.
I mean, come on, man. He Donda, he named it after his mama. You know what I mean? So a lot of, in this, our males and, a lot of the households, they just have mama. You know what I mean? So a lot of people have to they connect better with their mama, and that's probably why he was saying that. I'm taking,
That's a stretch. I was raised by my mom, and
I ain't saying everybody.
Listen, we all deal with stuff differently. I just felt like that was telling, is all I'm trying to say. When you say that you're like a hurt woman, I'm gonna believe you. You know what I'm saying? That's how, if you telling me that's how you feel,
okay.
I believe you. I'm telling what I'm not supposed to take his feelings seriously. That's what he said. I'm not taking a shot at him or nothing, But I just thought that was
bringing up an analogy, man. He wasn't like calling himself that.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. So this is the part where I think Lex dropped what might have been the hottest bar of the whole interview. You know what I'm saying? Here we go.
And I would say, you said something that resonated with a lot of people when you said George Bush doesn't care about black people. I have to say, as somebody who cares for you, that Ye, the artist formerly known as Kanye West, doesn't care about Jewish people. In the same way you spoke about George Bush being a politician and not giving a fuck about the poor people that suffered after Katrina, you're not giving a fuck about the suffering of the Jewish people across the world.
Why am I not?
Because you're giving strength, motivation.
But we already updated. I gave an apology. You said it wasn't good enough.
Yeah, that's right.
Now you're telling me, no, I'm not gonna.
No. You don't need to kiss anyone's dick.
What you asking
me to kiss?
Have to say what's wrong to say.
Say what?
Basically, he's saying you're giving fuel and power to hate groups. There's hate groups out there that hate them. So know whose side you on. You feel what I'm saying? With what you're saying, or we're gonna treat you as such. You get me? So
right. And I agree with him on that. And we're gonna go a little bit deeper into that. He's aligning himself with hate groups in a very obvious way. Nobody's missing out on this. You know what I'm saying? You're going to start to understand why you see people from the Nation of Islam supporting him. You see Candace Owens supporting him. There's a lot of extremist hate groups that are in this little sect of the the Republican Party right now. And those people are turning out to vote. They're getting a lot of their support from these people. So when you say things like that, it's like you're throwing them red meat. And Lex Friedman very rightly brought that up. I guess he said a lot of other things that was noteworthy. He did mention that he's going to run for president in 2024. He did mention that he was going to buy Parler. I don't know if enough people are talking about the fact that Candace Owens' husband is an owner of Parler. So this could really just be a power play for her. Hey, you think Kanye's hitting Candace Owens? We don't have any proof of this, but I'm just saying. I'm speculating. Do you think that Kanye West is bending that over?
Yeah, I think he done did it before. Yeah.
They're like very close. I kind of like am leaning towards that too. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no evidence of that, but I'm going to say that it's starting to look that way. Like they're a little bit too close. He repeating everything that she say. It's like she don't put the battery in that man back. Let's see if I got any more. Oh, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Matter of fact, last time we played Kanye clips, we got like flat, but I am going to go back to the video. And I've been saying for a long time that Kanye looks like he needs help. He doesn't sound smart to me. He could barely string this together a cogent sentence. He's really having trouble. He's struggling to make sense to me. And I think that I got a little bit of evidence of that, you know what I'm saying, by Ye's own words when it comes to this. Hold on. Let me share my screen again. We'll go back to that. I don't know how I even turned it off. That's the last one. This is the last one I really got this checked. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but listen what he says here. Okay.
The collection. Then I went and found, and third collection, we did it. We took over MSG. Fourth collection went, and the show started an hour late. Then a week later, Kim got robbed. Then I told Scooter Braun, my manager at that time, I say, I'm looking, I need to go to Japan. I'm tired. He says, no, you need to make more money. I do 4 more shows on a second leg of the tour, and I suffer from exhaustion and go to the hospital, and then get diagnosed with a disorder. This is the first time I ever suffered from exhaustion. By the way, I haven't been to the hospital since. haven't been to the hospital since, and haven't taken, medication in 2 years. And I'm sure there'll be people in the media, we won't say where from, will say, well, that's obvious, right? So
You mean
so right now I'm
sarcastically or
talking
what?
to you, right?
Yeah, I think that's really telling. Um, Everybody's different. He may have specific health concerns that I'm not privy to, but I have had people close to me in my life that suffer from bipolar disorder. He has said that he's bipolar in the past. He just said there that he got diagnosed with the disorder. I'm just gonna say that I've had a significant other that had bipolar disorder, and I notice a lot of what he got going on with that person. This kind of stuff is familiar to me, and if you're
Oh, it
not taking that
resonates with you.
medication, yeah, man, if you're not taking that medication, you could really spiral out of control. And the conspiratorial thinking to me is something that I recognize too. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a professional. I'm not equipped to diagnose anybody, but I'm just saying I notice a lot of things in Kanye that I've seen before. So I just kind of wish him the best, man. I hope he get the help that he needs. But as far as him uh bigging up a hate group, I think Lex says something really important. Hold on. There's a part where he pushes back on some of the anti-Semitic comments that Kanye said,
Yeah.
and it actually led me to look up some things about propaganda. Let me see. I don't know. Oh, okay. I got it. I guess I'll share one more clip from it. Hope this ain't too bad. But they Lex pushed back on it, so maybe this will be good. But I think like it was good that he was prepared. Like Nori, we know he ain't a political guy, so a lot of stuff that Ye was bringing up, Nori didn't push back on. But this is a good example of Lex pushing back on some of the outlandish shit he was saying.
Economy to win an election. What I love is having a healthy conversation. And as opposed to there's certain things, boom, this drops, people gonna have pussy hats on. Boom, this drops, it's gonna be, black people and white people with signs. Boom, this drops. So hey, China, hey, left agenda, hey, what we're gonna do is say that our species can have a healthy conversation. It's
Can I just linger on this? Because when you say Jewish media, there's a echo of a pain that people feel that reminds
you're
an
saying
entire.
you're saying it's redundant, right?
No, I'm not saying it's redundant. I'm
saying it's
saying
redundant.
you're saying it's redundant.
It's a
I'm
redundant
saying
statement.
it's something
the
that
same thing.
I'm saying that it's something that Joseph Goebbels, the propaganda minister of Nazi Germany, said. I'm saying it's been said so many times in order to murder and torture Jewish people that it just rings wrong.
And that's the
just
thing.
like the N word when spoken by people that have the same skin color as me. It reminds people of a very dark time.
I know if Jewish people would accept that I'm Jew, then they would see what I'm saying in a different way.
Now, that's a good part to say. That's a good part to stop it at. I think Lex said it all. This is echoing. These are not new thoughts. These are not new stereotypes. These are not new conspiracy theories. They've been around for decades. And when he says it, the Jewish people are deeply offended because people have used this kind of talk to kill them in the past. And I think that it's good to give some kind of context on when it comes to those groups, like what we mean by that. I'm gonna share something else because I pulled up something on that. I encourage people to look up this stuff for themselves, but I pulled up some information about this from the ADL about the extremist sect of the extremist sects within the Black Hebrew Israelite movement. Right now, there's some key points right here. Right, Black Hebrew Israelites are not the same as Black Jews or Jews of color. Not all Black Hebrew Israelite organizations are anti-Semitic or extremist. That's important to say. The Black Hebrew Israelite movement is divided into organizations or sects that operate semi-independently across the United States. Black Hebrew Israelites believe that they are the true Israelites and that the 12 tribes of Israel are people of color. Popular activities include street teachings and public speaking events. I've seen these in my neighborhood. Popular activities include I said that was extreme sects heavily rely on social media to spread information and coordinate activity. So it gets deep. Um, I encourage people to like read all of this for themselves, so at least you can know what this is about. Just a different perspective. I know a lot of people, like as far as my peers, have never really gone this deep into it, but it's something to know. Black Hebrew, I'll read a little bit more here. It says Black Hebrew Israelites are not Jews, and Black Jews are not the same as Black Hebrew Israelites. Black Jews and Jews of color are genuine members of the Jewish faith. Black Hebrew Israelites identify specifically with the biblical Israelites and consider Judaism, Christianity, and Islam to be false religions. Many BHI teachers claim that Jews and other white people forced Black individuals into other religions. Extreme factions believe white Jews are perpetuating identity theft. That's a big part right there. That's kind of what Kanye was alluding to. So it's not, I want people to understand that he's not choosing these words out of coincidence. He's definitely painting a picture. Here goes something else that I hear a lot. White people and white Jews are commonly referred to as Edomites or descendants of Esau and biblical enemies of Jacob. They are described as hairy and ugly, and some of the teaching of BHI believe that the Edomites will become slaves in heaven. So yeah, I'll stop there, but it gets a little bit dark. Have you ever heard somebody read something like that to you before?
No, I never. They never read it to me, but I seen the. You know what I mean. I run around and seen. I understand what they're about. I seen some videos, but
Yeah,
I know
Black.
people who be like, yeah, they down with it. They like, yeah, man, I'm a.
These are beliefs that I probably fell for at one point in time. Like it would have resonated true to me. I was deeply religious at one time. My last name is not Israel just by coincidence. My father is a Black Hebrew Israelite to my knowledge. I haven't spoken to him in years, but that's where I get the name from. So I've had plenty of years to think about this and
So
kind of.
that means you and after that you still don't believe in that it is a black heritage like a group that's
I'm telling you that I think the nigga was wrong. I don't believe in none of that. I think he was misguided, confused, is what
so
I'm
you
saying.
believe that there's no if you black you can't be a Hebrew.
No, I don't believe that, and that's not what I just read. There's definitely a difference between Black Jews and extremist sects of the Black Hebrew Israelite
Right.
religion.
So
And when
you
you
do
start
believe
saying
it's
things,
real, it's black Jews though. You believe that.
of course there is. I mean, being Jewish is not just a race, it's a religion as well. And Jewish migrated to other parts of the country where many of them have Black wives, have Black children. Like that's just how the world works. You know what I'm saying? People mix. So there is a such thing as, but when you start saying things like what Kanye was saying, is like he was saying stuff like black people are the real Jews, or he can't say anything anti-Semitic because he's actually Jew. And he was saying stuff that comes from these teachings. When you couple that up with the anti-Semitic remarks, people know what you're getting at. So he's not saying anything original, is what I'm trying to say. So when you couple that with supporting Trump and you repeating a whole bunch of Candace Owens talking points and you pose with a White Lives Matter shirt, it's enough for people to be sure that you're a hater in the realest sense of the word. You just spewing a lot of hate speech.
Is Donald Trump Jewish? No.
No. He's a Christian, allegedly. He never really was religious until he became a Republican and was running for president. But he does purport to be a Christian. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But not Jewish. His wife is married to a Jewish man.
His wife is married to a Jewish
Oh,
man.
no. Excuse me. His daughter. Ivanka is married to Jared Kushner. That's my bad. I'm sipping. Forgive me, man. Yeah. So if that matters to you. But also, you'll notice a lot of people from the Nation of Islam sticking up for Kanye. Right?
I haven't seen. I seen Reza. We went over
Reza Islam. I saw Nori Muhammad. I saw I think there's another one, Wesley Muhammad or something like that. They're all like standing with Kanye. And as I would expect them to, because a lot of people don't know about the close ties between the Nation of Islam and Donald Trump.
Oh, they connected?
Are they connected? Hold on, man. We bringing receipts, man. We dropping knowledge, man. When we build, man, we gotta come with receipts, man. We gotta have sources for stuff that we talking, man. We not just here running off at the mouth. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
All right. So here we go. Which one we want to go with? I guess you want to go with C-SPAN. I just want to go with a reliable source. We got Washington Post. This is back in 2017. I'll go with C-SPAN. But I think it's important. Louis Farrakhan calls President Trump an anomaly. Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan calls President Trump an anomaly, saying that God has him here. Okay, I guess we could hear the minister say this himself. Oh my God, a 40-second ad? Maybe I'll
go to
turn
skip right there.
Okay.
Is an anomaly. Mr. Trump is an anomaly. He's someone that doesn't fit the norm. You expected a man to be like the other presidents. You wanted him to be more presidential. He's so transparent. You wanted him to put on a suit and act dignified, like the thieves and robbers that dress in suits and tell lies. You wanted him to be like that. He's telling lies, all right. And you're angry because he's your reflection.
I think he's going a little deep and more than that.
He's an anomaly. You can't make him what you desire him to be so that you can say, oh, that's my president. He wasn't made that way. God has him here. What did you say, Farrakhan? Do you think that God is not interested in who is president of the United States of America? Especially when it's out of the time of evil?
You gotta pay attention, man. When you got people like Farrakhan bigging up Trump, and then you got Rizza Islam was talking all of that anti-vax stuff. This is a common theme, a common message. Candace Owens, the Church of Scientology, Farrakhan, Kanye, they're all in cahoots, is what I'm trying to say. They're all talking about the same type of stuff. Farrakhan is known for a lot of anti-Semitic comments. Remember when Kanye was on Drink Champs, he was like, "Oh, I really got to big up Ice Cube for putting me on to all of this anti-Semitic stuff." Now Kanye, Ice Cube says, "Oh, I don't know why he brought my name up. I don't even want to be a part of this. You know, I'm not anti-Semitic, but." Ice Cube was sharing a lot of anti-Semitic memes and everything like that, and he went viral for it. He's been a close supporter of the Nation of Islam, so it makes sense that he shares these same anti-Semitic views.
Yeah.
So you got to pay attention with these people. They're in league with each other, and you know,
is Trump beefing with the Jewish people, Jewish community?
Well, Trump has recently made some anti-Semitic comments. I think we should pull that up because it kind of got swept under the rug because of all this stuff that Kanye's been going through. But Trump warned Jewish people about what could happen to them and says that like they're not being supportive enough or something like that. Hold on. Let me go to. I'm gonna go to this Reuters article. Let me go. Share it with you. Yeah, man. I ain't trying to be, I ain't trying to pile on Kanye because everybody kicking his back in and everything right now. I'm just really going with the facts. I mean, he talked a lot of stuff, but he wasn't citing no real sources. All he could bring up was that Candace Owens documentary. And if you just do like, an hour worth of research, you see that you could find plenty of stuff to kind of debunk a lot of what he was saying. But this article says Trump's comments on American Jews were anti-Semitic, and that's coming from the White House. Donald Trump's recent comments that American Jews have offered insufficient praise of his policies toward Israel were insulting and anti-Semitic, the White House spokesperson Carrie Jean-Pierre said on Monday. Donald Trump's comments were anti-Semitic, as you all know, and insulting both to Jews and our Israeli allies, Jean-Pierre told reporters. A Trump spokesperson did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Trump on Sunday warned that American Jews need to, quote, get their act together before it's, quote, it is too late. The suggestion of disloyalty made on Trump's social media platform, Truth Social, plays into the anti-Semitic trope that U.S. Jews have dual loyalties to the U.S. and to Israel, and it drew immediate condemnation. Yeah, that's something that Jews often take offense to, if you didn't know, because a lot of Jewish people have never been to Israel, and what's going on in Israel doesn't really make a big deal to them. But one thing that people like to do is act like they have some kind of loyalty to Israel first or something like that. It's just kind of crazy. I mean, Trump, this is a quote from Trump. No president has done more for Israel than I have. Before adding that it was somewhat surprising that our wonderful evangelicals are far more appreciative of this than the people of the Jewish faith, especially those living in the U.S. So, yeah, he's pretty much just outright saying anti Semitic stuff, and he's doing this on his social media platform. And it's no wonder that uh, Kanye is talking about buying Parler because he wants to be like Trump. You see how Trump got kicked off of all the other platforms saying stuff like this? He wouldn't be able to say that on Twitter or Instagram or something. So he got his own platform where he could just spew all the nonsense he wants to. Kanye want to have his own platform like that, so that's why he talking about buying Parler. You get it?
Makes sense. Yeah,
You know? So
makes
I don't
sense.
know. I'm seeing a lot of my peers though. They think that Kanye's a genius. They think that he's being canceled, and they're
He
saying
is
that him
being
being
canceled.
well, they're saying that him being canceled proves his point. Do you agree with that at all?
Him being canceled prove his point.
Yeah, that everything's controlled by a particular group of people. He's offended to them, and because he's telling the truth about black people and everything like that, they're punishing him. You know, do you
I
think
can't
that's
say that.
the
I can't say that. what, what was the question you asked again? I'm gonna look.
Well, Kanye says that a particular group of people are out to get him. He's not making it out to be individuals. He's saying that this whole community is out to get him.
Right. I don't believe it's a whole community. I believe that it's a selective few of people who are shrewd businessmen to get people to sign bad contracts. That's just what it is.
Okay,
You know,
okay. Do
there
you
are people.
feel?
Yeah, there are
Yes,
Jewish people that have nothing to do with music or contracts, like Lex Friedman. He ain't into all of that. So it's like, you get me?
yeah. You don't think there's maybe they sent Lex Friedman at Kanye, like they're all in. Do you think that the Jewish people at the record companies, Lex Friedman, and the people at the banks, the Jewish people at the banks, they're all in, like, you
No,
know,
because I got Jewish friends, and it's crazy that I know that they are the same, like blacks a little bit. Like, because I remember my friend Wayne, he
yeah.
was like, he don't mess with the aesthetic Jews, the ones that have the thing on their head.
Oh, okay. I don't think the word you're looking for is
Yeah, yeah.
aesthetic, but I think what you're talking about.
It's like a classification of two.
Yeah,
And I've heard him like talk crazy about his, you know what I mean? Not crazy, but like, like, yeah, I don't mess with the, like, so it kind of reminded me,
they're not all together like he's trying to
yeah,
make it seem. But,
yeah, it kind of reminded me like how black people be sometimes, like, yeah, they
yeah,
mess with their kind, but they don't mess with the kind. So I don't think everybody see it like that because they see a lot of wealth and they're like, they think that, oh man, everybody just stick together, everybody getting money together, everybody just taking over. And I don't think it's like that.
yeah.
It could seem like that though, if you hearing people and you just, you
Well, look,
know,
like I said, man, everything seems like a conspiracy if you don't understand how anything works. If all you got is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. You know, people who believe in conspiracies, everything confirms the conspiracy. You get what I'm
no,
trying
but
to
you
say?
believe in conspiracies too, bro. You believe in I mean, we all, to some degree, you believe in the conspiracy of religion, correct?
No, I know. What makes you think that?
Huh?
What makes you think that?
I mean, we've been having talks, and you said that the religion is where you feel like that's a conspiracy. You don't feel like that's you never said that?
Man, you just bringing stuff up. And I've said that before. Like, yeah, like a lot of religions are like conspiracy theories. I think a good example of that could be this extremist sect of the Black Hebrew Israelite movement. They're saying things that are not true, like we just went through. You know, there's a lot of credible sources you could go through that debunk a lot of things that they're saying. So yeah, and there's other cults out there like I
Oh,
mean
so
that are
you don't
Christian.
believe religion is a conspiracy theory? Like,
It
I thought
could
that's
be, yeah, it could be, but there are good people that are maybe Christians, Catholics, Jewish people. It's not to say that everybody's buying into the conspiracy wholeheartedly, but I mean, come on. If anything's gonna, if, we know that people crash their planes into the World Trade Center in the name of religion. Do you think that that was some noble cause? Do you think that that was real? I don't. You know what I'm saying? I think that that could have definitely be
oh,
avoided.
oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? That wasn't real. I don't. I'm scared of people that think that they could crash a plane into the building and then get rewarded with virgins on the other side or something like that. I don't
No,
think
but
we need
you
that.
left your religion though. Whatever religion you believed in,
Yeah.
you
I'm
don't.
not a religious person.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So the fact that how religion is put on people, you don't feel like that's a conspiracy because you're not a religious person.
I don't understand what you asking, man. Just ask a direct question, like,
I'm
please.
asking, how do you not? If you're not it's just hard for me to feel that you're not a religious person, but you don't feel like religion
Are
is
you
a
a Christian?
conspiracy. Am
Are
I a
you a
Christian?
Christian? Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in the
Are
Christian.
you a Christian right now?
What you mean? Like, am I a Christian right now? I
I'm
grew up a
asking you
Christian.
a direct question. Are you a Christian? Do you
I don't.
identify as a Christian?
I don't identify as a Christian.
Okay, fair enough. So, yeah, I'm not a religious person. You're not a Christian. I think we're like on level playing field. You know, right? We wanted the same, right? Mm, mm.
No, I just heard you said the word conspiracy theory, so I wanted to make sure. Like,
Yeah, conspiracy theories. When you start saying stuff like Jewish media, and you're saying that all Jews
I ain't
control
talking
this,
about the
and
Jewish.
I'm
I'm
saying
talking
what
about.
Kanye said. I'm saying
Oh,
that's
I'm saying
conspiracy theory.
right.
Yes, nigga.
So I'm saying, do you have a conspiracy theory that something that you feel? I tried to tried to connect that together because that was the closest conspiracy
Connect
that I.
what together? What are you talking about?
Your
It's confusing.
because you said you don't believe in conspiracy theories, so I'm trying to figure out how there's something that you don't believe in that you kind of feel like was conspired for you to believe it.
There's a lot of things out there like that, but if
Okay,
we're
so
talking
so
about
it is real. So it is real. It is some real stuff in conspiracies. That's what you're saying. Because you said conspiracy theorists, and I'm trying to say like everybody has a little conspiracy. I mean, like I'm telling you, there's something that you believe that was conspired for you to believe that.
oh yeah, yo, well, I'll say this. Yeah, I'll agree with you on that.
Thank
There's a
you,
there's
thank
a
you, because you was looking crazy for a minute. Go
no,
ahead.
because I mean you wasn't really being clear about it. I mean, I
Okay,
think you could listen back to this and you might agree with me that yeah, I could have said that a little bit more clearly. But I'll say I
okay.
think that this sums up what you are trying to get at a little bit better. There's a quote that says, "Any man who thinks that he can't fall for a silly belief already has." I'm not that smart. I could
Right.
fall for a conspiracy theory at any time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a skeptical person, and if I'm using critical thinking and epistemology, it's going to be harder for me to fall for some bullshit than the average person that's just, just believing what somebody tell them on the internet because they got, a nice suit and the part shaved in their head. You know what I'm saying? They just gonna go
Right.
with it. I ain't going that easy. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to make it make sense. I'm gonna have to get information that could be verified from other credible sources. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't be the only ones with the information. And you know what a cult always gonna do? The first thing they're gonna tell you is everybody else lying. You hear Trump say shit like that all the time. Like, you can't trust the media, you can't trust them. I alone can fix it. These are things that authoritarian, fascist, dictatorial type of people, these are phrases that they use. But you wouldn't know that. The average person wouldn't know that if you're not studying things like history,
Yeah.
philosophy, politics, epistemology, if I didn't mention that already. If you're not filling your mind up with those kind of things, when they start saying things like that, you're not going to recognize the dog whistles when they're throwing red meat to a certain group of people. More
Right.
likely, hate groups. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, those are, cults are, cults. Conspiracy theories is how they get you into the cult.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But
So,
I know you've came across some stuff that you feel like you was conspired to believe that you figured out
yeah,
was
my whole life. My whole life. I think that even religion and stuff like that, you're conditioned to believe it. They put it on you when you were a kid. You're not really being critical like that. You're going with whatever your parents tell you to believe. We grew up being Christians, so for a long time of our life, we was Christian. Do you think that if we grew up in Saudi Arabia, we would have ended up being Christian? Probably not. We probably would have ended
right.
up being whatever the fuck there is over there. If we grew up in a Jewish household, we probably would have ended up being Jewish. We would have had a bar mitzvah and everything like that. It's like it's not that crazy, you know what I'm saying, to understand how that could have happened. You know?
Right. So you can understand how it's hard to associate conspiracy theories. If you just say conspiracy theorists normally, because I guess then you're saying anybody who felt that somebody was conspiring them to believe something just to, they're in
No,
this.
we look, we could become conspiracy theories at any minute. I think you brought up. I think you bringing up a really good point. See, I understand when I say that these people are dumb for falling for this. I'm not saying it like I wasn't dumb too, or I can't still fall for something dumb right now. I understand how you could fall for it because I did fall for these dumb lies. You don't. I think what happens is you're looking for answers, and you're not getting all of the answers that you need from the mainstream media. So you're waiting for something new to come along. And you see something new and you try it out and you're like, okay, this sounds like it makes sense on the surface. And you get into it little by little. And by the time you're in it deep, too deep, it's before you even realize. You know, even with these groups like the Black Hebrew Israelites, they're giving you stuff like, the Bible, they're telling you ways to live your life. That sounds pretty good. They're telling you that black people are God's favorite, and then they start saying that black people are superior to other races, but it doesn't sound like a bad thing. That doesn't sound racist to you. You're like, how could that be racist when it's true? I mean, just read it right here in the Bible. Uh, skin like bronze. Eyes like fire, hair like wool. He's talking about us. How could that? You don't understand that this is like a subjective thing. Maybe this book is not 100% reliable, but that was enough to convince me at a time. So that there are people against you and you want to be part of a group, and they seem very intelligent, they're well spoken, it could be very convincing. So Kanye doesn't, maybe even I clearly doesn't believe the things that he's saying are anti-Semitic. I think that he really might have his heart in the right place. Like, this stuff sounds true to him, but that's because when you don't have a lot of information, he admittedly doesn't read books. He's not taking his medication. You're very susceptible to conspiracy theories and being led astray. Is that so if you want to inoculate yourself, if you want to protect yourself from wrong ideas and wrong think like that, I suggest everybody to get a foundation of epistemology, study history, study philosophy, and then you have different perspectives and you have more information, and that leads to more effective decision making. You can become a better person just by, getting yourself, more well read. Get yourself some knowledge.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'll say this before we go. That's why epistemology is so important. It strengthens your discernment. We can't know everything, Bobby. We only gonna be here for so long. You don't have time to get information about everything. So it's important that you know what information is credible. That's like the most important thing that you could learn on this level, man. I don't got 10 years to become a professor, but by just learning epistemology and becoming more shrewd, becoming more skeptical, I could be harder to fool. I'm better at finding credible information. I'm not getting led astray, by these little conspiracies. So that makes me stronger. I don't gotta waste time getting food and spend time studying a whole bunch of bullshit. Before you know it, you're gonna be on some flat earth shit, man. You keep thinking like that. But yeah, man, we getting up on the hour. We could let them go. I'm glad we was able to get together and speak on the recent things, man. Make sure you put we gotta put KKK Kanye in the title, man. No. I got that from Charlotte, man. I like KK Kanye, you know what I'm saying? But we don't got to put that in there, but we got to make sure we eat off Kanye, man. He's hot right now, A lot of views. Now you wanna... Hey, man, we might as well get paid, man. This is a hot topic right now. Is we wrong? No, that's what we're here to do, right? Mm-hmm. If we got something wrong during the thing, if anybody's listening, go ahead and leave us a comment. Get us straight. Straighten us out. We say something you don't agree with. Subscribe. It's the best kept secret we got right here. True News and Review. Yeah, man. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Yeah. Peace. Yeah.